Hello everybody. I hope everybody is doing good. Today we will be discussing about northwest corner rule. One of the method to solve we use to solve the transportation problem, right? So how to approach? First of all, we have to start with the northwest corner of the transportation tableau. That is column 1 and row 1. The first step is to make the allocation into the northwest corner cell or right, and that allocation is the minimum value of A1 and B1. For example, A1 supply is 50 and B1 demand is equal to 30, then allocate 30 units. And this is, in other words, it is the X11 is equal to 30. Now, after making the first allocation, we now have to check in which direction we have to move, whether we have to move horizontally, diagonally, or vertically. So, in order to get that or decide that, we refer to step 2 and we have to check these three aspects, that is, whether the A1 is less than B1, A1 greater than B1, or A1 is equal to B1. See, if A1 is less than B1, then move vertically. If A1 is greater than B1, then move horizontally. If A1 is equal to B1, then move diagonally. That is, after making the allocation here, on the basis of that, after making allocation here, we check that which condition was this, and then we move to the next cell, and then we again move back to the step 1, right? So repeat the step 1 and step 2 until the last source and last destination is covered. In other words, until all the requirements are satisfied. So let us try and understand it with an example. Firm owns facility at six places. It has manufacturing plants at places A, B, and C with daily production of 50, 40, and 60 units respectively. At point D, E, and F, it has three warehouses with daily demand of 20, 95, and 35 units respectively. Per unit shipping costs are given over here in the table below. And firm wants to minimize its total cost. How should it route its product? Right? So when it is talking about routing its product, that means we are dealing with the transportation problem. Right? So mathematically, if I want to represent the quotient, it would form something like this. Minimize Z, wherein 6x 11, say 4x 12, 1x 13, and so on. Now here this x11, x12, x13 refers to the quantity to be transported, whereas the 641 is the cost associated with the per unit of goods transported, right? So, and this minimization function is subject to two constraints. The first three are the supply constraints, and these three refers to the demand constraint. This is the no, and this is the third constraint where xij has to be greater than or equal to 0 for I is equal to 1, 2, and 3, and j is equal to 1, 2, and 3. And to find the value of this xij, that is this, we are using the northwest corner method or northwest corner rule. So starting with the method, first of all, we have to prepare a transportation tableau, and note certain things on this. A, B, and C, that is A, B, and C are the manufacturing plants that has been given into the questions. Or in the technical term, you can say these are the origin points or the supply location or the sources areas. Similarly, D, E, and F are the warehouses, or you can say in technical term, they are the destinations, right? So this 50, 40, and 60 is nothing more but the capacity of each manufacturing plant, right? And these 20, 95, and 35 are the demand of each warehouse or the requirement of the each warehouse. Whereas one, this X11 is nothing but a column which we mentioned earlier, that is a northwest corner cell from where we actually start the problem, start solving the problem, right? So the very first step is we have to allocate here. So step stated earlier, we have to, let's go back and state, let's say first step was minimum of A1 and B1, right? So first step was minimum of A1 and B1 is allotted. A is 50, but here if we see it is 20. So the minimum is 20 and it has been allotted 20. Now we have to go to the step second, and since A1 is greater than B1, since A1 is greater than B1, we have to move horizontally. Let us again check this condition. A1 is greater than B1, then move horizontally, right? So A1 is greater than B1, then we moved horizontally. From here, we move horizontally and we come to the next cell, right? Again, here we check the minimum value between the A1 and the B1, or AI and BI to be very precise. Then it is 30. This 30 is the remaining capacity of the A, because 20 has already been allotted here. So 20 plus 30, you can see it becomes 50. Again, we will go to the same step, checking A's again. So now we move vertically, because AI and BI in earlier allocation, when we allocated 30 here, AI and BI, AI was less than BI, so we have to move vertically. So the resultant tableau was this. Again, we will check. Now this would be the resultant tableau, right? Again, we will check, and finally we reaches to this point. Now, when we reach to this point, we have to stop, because all the requirements have been met, and since all the requirements have been met and we cannot go further in the solution, and the solution is completed using the northwest corner rule, and the total cost that was suggested, and the minimum cost that is suggested is 730, that is 6. These all would be the routes that we would be using, right? So 6 into 20, 4 into 30, 8 into 40, 4 into 25, and 2 into 25, that is 730. So this is how actually the northwest corner rule method follows. It's a very simple method. I hope you are able to understand it. Thank you.